Hey guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to week 4 of our distance learning. So everything's going well here at the Burns household. And again, I always hope that you guys are safe and healthy and your family and friends are safe and healthy as well. So I'm going to kind of really dive into this because it's kind of a lot to go over, and the last video I made was too long, and so I had to make another one. So YouTube was like, this is too long. So, and I thought it was too long too. So anyway, I'm gonna have to kind of skim through this kind of quickly. I know it's gonna be a lot, but just bear with me as I go through this. So also, as I'm getting this up and ready to go, I haven't got to really do a whole lot of video responses to your Flipgrid. So I apologize. It's just I've been really busy, not only with this job, but I'm trying to do things for my second job, just to support my family. So I appreciate your patience, but I will try to do a video response to each one of you guys for your Flipgrids that you made for week 2. So that's coming. Just be patient, and I'll get to it. But I have looked at all your work, so I have done that. And you guys are doing, for the most part, pretty well. I know some of you guys are kind of putting things together kind of quick because of time, and I get it. But anyway, so our week 4, this all has to do with, we're looking at closure, and I'll talk about that, contour lines, tints, lights, tones, and some of it's going to be optical illusion if you choose that. So there's 4 of these. It's a lot. I'll try to get through it as fast as I can. Okay. So form, I know for my Art 2 and Art 1 kids, we talk about form. It's creating something that either it's three-dimensional in an actual physical space, or you're drawing something that looks like it's three-dimensional in a space using light and shadow, tone, creating value to create that illusion of something three-dimensional if you're doing a drawing or painting of something that looks three-dimensional. Now, closure means that we kind of typically, in our minds, we want to close an object just by what we know of it. So if you look at the light bulb here, we're closing that object just normally just because we know the shape of a light bulb. Even though we can't see the line, we're closing that line off. Same thing with the panda or the carrot. We're looking at the shape of this dog, even though like we don't see the full line here, we're completing it because of all the other blacks that we're looking at is kind of closing in that space. So that's closure with line. And then doing optical art, I'll talk about that in a little bit. Optical illusions, there's a lot of things out there on YouTube on optical illusion art. Frank Stella, my Art 2 kids, we talked about Frank Stella. This other artist, Victor Vasarely, has a lot of great work. Even here in Dallas, there's a mini museum in an office building, which is kind of weird, of a lot of artists that made optical art. But here's some just examples to look at. Again, I'm sorry I'm going kind of fast. It's just that because of time, I don't want to take too long of your time on this, because like the last video I made was like 18 minutes. That's way too long, so I apologize. So that's why I'm making it long. So you can read this too about optical illusion art. And so again, here's some of Victor Vasarely's work. And looking at line, how we can use line in a way to kind of create this really cool illusion. And even with color too, and you doing shading and playing with light as well. So how do we create form? That could be by using contour lines, using cross contouring or cross hatching, creating value, shading in things to look like they're light and dark, to creating tone and shade. And also, what is the object? Does it have texture? Is it smooth? Is it shiny? And there's a video here that goes over about cross contour lines and things like that, just to kind of give you some examples if that's something that you want to click on and look at. Okay, so we've got 4 different tasks. Either your highlighted drawing, using closure to create a form, using photography, using the lighting to capture form, light and shadow image drawing, which we'll talk about, and then doing optical illusion art. So you got 4 choices for this week 4, and so we're going to go through option 1. So my Art 2 kids, we've done this before already using black paper and using white Conti or white chalk, and then only drawing in the highlights and leaving the black from our black paper. So you can photograph yourself, or you can photograph an object in the dark and only letting the light hit a certain way, and then using black paper, if you have any black construction paper or things like that, to highlight. And then, of course, talking about closure. So if you look at this upright base, see how we want to close the shape? Even though we can't fully see, fully see the shape, we still kind of know what it is, right? We want to close it. Or by looking at the neck, and this, we know this is kind of the back of our head because we're looking at the way the light is hitting here. And then it's really dark in the space here, but the way the light is kind of reflecting off the hairs here, we're still completing that shape, even though we can't fully see it. So creating that closure. So and then here's another example as well of closure. Now, photography. So we're still creating that closure here, right? And only having a couple of highlights. So one thing I do recommend if you want to do the photography is there's tricks that you can do with the light, even just on your phone, your cell phone light, and you might have two phones or just a flashlight, and playing with the light to kind of create this look. So having a tripod helps, or something that you can, you know, or having a timer on your camera would also help as well, so you can get a nice clear image. But this is another way of playing with photography. And you know, photography is, you're playing with light, you're capturing light, and how you do that and how you set it up. So some of you guys might do this and be really successful, but if you do the drawing one, it's kind of, you're kind of taking the photography part of it and then doing the actual drawing, and that's what you want to do, you know, to kind of push it a little bit further. Okay, so that's true, and then you can extend this a little bit more with colored light, slowing the shutter down. So if you've got a nice camera that where the shutter, you know, it's open, and then you, anytime if you ever play with the camera, it goes click, you know, like a really fast. Well, you can slow that down by playing with the settings in your camera, where it goes like that. And so you can create and draw with light as that shutter slowly closes. And so that's another way of kind of playing with photography if you want. And you can look up how to do that. There's options on YouTube on playing with, you know, your shutter and photography to kind of draw with light if you want to as well. So that's something to look into. You know, I'm not going to go over it too much because of time on our video. Okay, so this is playing with light and shadow in your image drawing, and using what is the main kind of close-up object, kind of using the white paper as like a mist or a haze, and then kind of just really loosely drawing like this kind of a lot of tone, a little more grays, and creating kind of this haziness, and only emphasizing the dark areas of what's up close, like almost up to a you know, sheet of glass, and like there's like fog, you know, behind. And so really, these don't have to be super detailed. I mean, if you look, we're just looking at, you know, we can tell this the shape of the hand, but the rest of it's really just kind of hazy. You know, you're almost like taking charcoal and just kind of, you know, rubbing it and just kind of creating that form that way. And so, or using a pencil, if you're taking a pencil and like maybe a tissue, you can kind of rub and then create kind of this haziness, you know, in the background, which these are kind of fun. Now, if you want to push this further, if you draw it super detailed up close, foreshortening is really hard because it's like this, it's way up close. And then so trying to draw this part of the arm can get a little difficult. Or if you do a foot, you know, or if like the face is way up here, and then you've got the neck, you know, further back, with the body further back. So it's a little bit more challenging. And I know some students that want to challenge themselves a little bit more. This is something that they can look at as well. So, and then optical illusion, doing, a lot of you guys have probably seen these drawings. They're everywhere. I feel like they're a little overdone, but you can use other objects like this. This kind of pushes a little bit further, or something like this, with using the optical illusion contour drawing art. There is a video here if you want to look on how to do it. This might just be a good video to look at to kind of get you started. But then as you get into it, if you want to push a little bit further to extend it, then focusing on maybe just one part of the face or an object, and really playing with the line and how the line, if you're going to like kind of draw over this object, you know, where does the line go? Especially in this nose, the way the line comes down over to the side. So all of this is the same line, but it just depends on the shape that it's, you know, creating, and how close is it to another line, and then does it further out. So this is challenging. I've done it before. It does take a little bit of getting used to. This is another way of doing it, of playing with line in a different way. These are other options as well, where you're playing with line going in one direction, but then you have a background going only in one direction, but you know, all these other curves are going around another way. So again, that's just another option to do. So that's it for our week 4. I know I kind of went through that really fast. So like I said, the last video I made was way too long, and this at least gives you an idea of what you want to do. You got 4 choices, and there's some extensions on the last 2. But again, pick the one that you feel really comfortable with. I hope you challenge yourself. Please challenge yourself if you can. Um, you know, I try to challenge myself. Heck, I've had hardly time to paint recently. This has been done for like 2 weeks now, and so I need to challenge myself on my artwork when I can as well. But it's hard to, especially when you guys have a lot going on. So I hope everybody's safe. I hope you guys join the Zoom meeting. Please do. They're on Mondays. I send you guys out schedules all the time. Yeah. If you go back and look at Zoom meeting, these reoccur every Monday at the same time for your class. So my first period, I have 11 o'clock. My second period are 11:30. My fourth period are 12 o'clock. My fifth period at 12:30. My sixth period are at 1. My seventh period are at 1:30, and my eighth period are at 2 o'clock. Or we'll start at 1:30. I mess up the times, but I send them out to y'all. So, you know, please join me on those, just so I can see your face. Again, it helps me a lot with my, you know, mental state as well, because, you know, I'm at home stuck here just like you guys are. So it helps me, it cheers me up throughout the week to see you guys, even just to say hi. Y'all don't even have to say a word on the Zoom if you don't want to. It's just good to see your face and make sure you do that. All right. So I'm done with this. I'll talk to you guys hopefully on the Zoom meeting on Monday. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I hope your other classes are going well. And I will talk to you guys soon. All right, guys, take care.